But the catch is, this motorcycle is not meant for roads. Seriously, if someone can do a red line on the second gear and the third gear during off-road, then I'll say that the person has balls of steel. What's up YouTube? Look at the Italian beauty that I got today. The Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Actually this motorcycle belonged to my friend Joe. So basically he has a YouTube channel called Duca Man. Do check out the channel if you like to hear motorcycle stories. So he has given me an offer that I can ride this motorcycle as much as I want and make a review about it. Then itself I have told him that I won't be the right person to make a review because I am kind of a road oriented guy. I'm not an off-road guy. So I need some amount of training, some amount of off-roads and all before I talk about this motorcycles. So yesterday was the best day in this month, that's what I'll say. Every month I try to find something like that. But yeah, this month's best day was yesterday. I mean, I picked it up and after that we went to an open land. It's kind of a ground where there are a lot of grasses and slush and dusty mud and everything was there. Oh man, we had a lot of fun. I mean, I can't imagine. Drifting, sliding, falling, everything happened in between. Absolutely brilliant motorcycle. I was having a different opinion about adventure motorcycles till now because the adventure motorcycles which I rode before was the Tiger 900 or the Tiger 800, Africa Twin, Multistrada. If you want to touch the adventure to the core, just give that kick on the adventure, then you need something like this, the Scrambler. The meaning of the Scrambler itself is that you hit any terrain. And yes, the Italian beauty. This Italian beauty might not look so good from outside, but it is fantastic from inside. Very minimal thing, no nonsense. And what you can ask for? 2 riding modes, ABS on off switch, and what you basically get is an excellent chassis, a great engine, an exceptionally brilliant swing arm, and the suspension. Yeah, and it's up to you to put what kind of tire that you want. So let's get into each and everything of this motorcycle on so far what I have learned. So yesterday's session was like completely off-road. Today I took the motorcycle to the highway and I have to say that I just didn't enjoy even 5 or 10% of what I did yesterday. So this is basically mud-oriented motorcycle. You should have that thing in your mind if you have to look into the Ducati Scrambler, especially the Desert Sled. So just to look around, there are a lot of modifications on this motorcycle. So from the front, what you can see over here is that these are bark busters, knuckle protectors, and baja lights, and the headlight protector, and you see a ram mount there, and crash guards. So these are mainly the utility mods that you see on the motorcycle. Basically, it's a very simple motorcycle. You can see the long travel suspension over there, the spoke wheels, excellent control from the front end, and you have the raw Ducati engine over here. By the way, this motorcycle has done a tail tidy, that's why that long tail end is not there. This actually looks very neat. That's all from looking outside. That's what I told. This Italian beauty might not look so cool from outside, but when you start riding, you will love this motorcycle. Hopping onto it, of course, an average Indian guy, I won't be able to flat foot, not even on single side. So the technique is this. You see that? Yeah, I have flat foot there, and my this feet is like this. This is how you sit on this kind of motorcycle. Seat height is 860 mm, and I can do this, but it's too risky because I'm on my toes. Because if I slip, then I don't have any strong point. That's why I prefer to keep one leg down completely and sit like this. And there you see the Ducati logo, a very small tank in terms of look and in terms of capacity. And from this we have a wide handlebar. So this handlebar actually comes in play and you stand on the motorcycle, and man, the riding ergonomics is like superb. Nobody expect your balls over there when you have fun. Keep the balls over here only when you are riding on the highways. If you are on off-roads, stand on the foot peg, take your position, and that's it. And your chin actually should come over here. So yesterday I have met an amazing person. His name is Nitin. He previously used to own this motorcycle and gave some tips on how to off-road and all. I used to do off-roads but on less powerful motorcycle, but on this one, if you cut off the first gear and wanted to get into second gear and all, you need someone so experienced along with you to give you directions and how to ride and all. So it's an altogether different move for me. So yes, what you see over here is the off-road centric foot peg You get on the motorcycle, you get a very nice feel. The thigh is over here, that's what you want. When you slide and all, you get that feel. And the handlebar is on the right place, where you have a little bit of lean angle towards your upper body, and that's how you ride. And if I have to walk you through all the switches on the handlebar, on the left side, what you see over here is the pass switch. This is the high beam and the low beam. This is basically the mode selector, like a scrolling tool for this dial. I can show you that. And this is the mode select button and the indicator. And this is the horn. And on the right side, the typical Ducati kill switch. It's off now, it's on, and slide down to turn on. And yes, of course, this is a caution lamp. That's all. So looking onto the console, very minimalistic, no nonsense bike, and it is slightly towards your right side. This is not actually hitting my OCD. I don't know why, but it looks nice. Let's turn on the motorcycle. Yeah, not much of bells and whistles. What you see over here is the fuel level indicator. At the bottom, the tachometer. This is the speedometer. This is the gear position indicator. Here you see the total kilometer, and if I press this button down, trip meter 1, trip meter 2, range, that means the tank range, the ambient temperature 27 degrees Celsius. This is the settings. So if I get into that, then it comes to the riding mode. Again, if I get into that, it shows 2 riding mode, journey and off-road, man. Off-road is the one which I like so much. So let's put on to the off-road mode now. Off-road mode, then long press this button, it comes out from the settings. That's all. And ABS is on now. Press one more time, it goes off. That means the ABS is off. You can have all fun. Now let's go for a ride. The race slides. I don't want to do a lot of stunts over here, because yesterday around 4 people were backing me up. Because if this motorcycle fall down, one person can pick it up comfortably, but you should know how to pick up a motorcycle. So I am not an expert in that, so I really don't want to drop the motorcycle in this area, especially if it goes in the water and all. Go on, man. Alright, back on the highway. So one annoying thing which I found on this motorcycle is that when you turn off the motorcycle and turn it on, even in the off-road mode, actually the ABS actually switches on from off. You can consider it as a safety feature, but if you are onto trails and all, you don't want that to happen all the time. So it's in journey mode now. Yeah, I'll ride it in this mode. Alright. That's how the 800cc Ducati Desert Sled pulls. If you ask me if it's so dangerous and all, I would say okay. But the catch is, this motorcycle is not meant for roads. Seriously, if someone can do a red line on the second gear and the third gear during off-road, then I'll say that the person has balls of steel. Definitely. On the road, you can do anything. I mean, it's an 800cc motorcycle. The power is something like 70 to 80. So that's something sweet. You won't be terrified from this motorcycle. But when it comes to off-roads, it's a monster. No doubt it's a monster. So yeah, the bottom end torque is like too much. Very practical to use for off-roads. It doesn't lack anywhere. Slides and all is nothing. Only thing is, like, if you don't have that skill of doing off-roading and all, you will slide it and the bike will slide off. But nothing will happen, okay? I would have dropped around 6 times, but nothing happened actually. Apart from the fact that these bark busters actually went out of position. Otherwise, nothing happened to the motorcycle. So the motorcycle is like rock solid. You don't have to worry about it. That's what I told. It's just a non-nonsense bike. You have a handlebar, the engine there, great suspension, boom, Desert Sled. So if you look at the riding posture, yeah, completely upright riding posture for my upper body. For the lower body, the footpeg is underneath me, so very comfortable riding posture. Let me just stop here to show the seats. Look at that seat. It's a very well cushioned and very well designed seat. This seat is not actually meant for you to sit and comfortably ride. Stand on the footpeg, keep your balls up and ride. And when you're riding in off-road, you have to use this portion of the seat. Have your thighs over here to support. The pillion seat, I'm not so much happy with the pillion seat. No evident grab rails, only this thing. And yeah, 100% you'll freak out your pillion, or use some Fevikwik or something and stick your pillion over there. So not that pillion friendly motorcycle. It's a slightly heavy motorcycle from a weight point of view. But if you compare the motorcycle with all other adventure motorcycles like the Stradas or the 80s and all, this is way lighter. And the suspension on this motorcycle, man, It's like a black hole. It can absorb anything which comes near that. I mean, yesterday I was doing off-roads. Yes, our big brother Nathan was telling that don't look at your immediate front. So that's the rule. Basically, in road, I can understand that while riding on the road, what I do is like, I always look at the road way ahead, not immediate. But the thing is like, if a road person like me just go on to hard off-roads and all, I'll have target fixations. What I'll see is like boulders, slash and everything next to me. He just asked me to look where I wanted to go. I mean, just look in that direction. Don't see what is there on the ground. Even if there is no ground itself, you'll get that road runner feel. I mean, you'll be in the air, you'll just cross it. Don't worry, that's the thing, you'll just cross it. So the suspension really handled well. I mean, only one time I had a problem losing the front end. It's not because of the problem of the suspension. I personally lost the front end and I didn't crash as such, but I lost it and I regained it back just because I saw a log over there and I just got panicked. I didn't do anything. I think my mind played a game and the handlebar wobbled, but easily the motorcycle actually got it back. So the suspension is damn good and it's fully adjustable suspension. You can sit however you want and have fun in off-roads or on the road. And coming on to the brakes and all, the brakes are exceptionally brilliant. Be it the front brake or the rear brake, because you need the rear brake on this motorcycle. Because when you want to slide, you go there, bang on the rear brake. It's fun, it's too fun, and it was addictive, and it was consuming so much of energy. And this thing started building on me, and I again got onto the motorcycle, started riding, practice. It was so fun. So the brakes are not like what you see on the sports bike, like you flick it and the suspension goes and comes back. That's not the kind of brake that you see on this motorcycle. The brakes are powerful, but the brake is more progressive, but that progressiveness is with some milliseconds and all, that's all. And coming on to the clutch and all, the clutch feel is slightly hard. The clutch lever as well as the brake lever, everything is set correctly when you stand on the foot peg. So that's how you ride mainly on this motorcycle. So the clutch feel is slightly tight and the gearbox is actually a little bit tight. You need to put a lot of pressure. So today I'm wearing a normal woodland shoe. The reason is because I won't be able to shift this motorcycle with a normal sports boots. So that's why I tried it yesterday. It was very uncomfortable for me because that is not meant for that. If I had off-road boots, I'd be able to do that. And coming on to the tires and all, on this motorcycle it comes with dual purpose tires, good for road, good for off-road as well. And I don't have to talk about the ground clearance and all, because never I had an issue with the ground clearance on this motorcycle. I think this motorcycle has more ground clearance than many other so-called adventure motorcycle. No hates for that, I'm just saying that, that's all. And heating issues are there on the highway or when you're doing off-roads, no problem. That means if the motorcycle is like moving in a decent speed, no problem. If you are in bumper to bumper traffic, the Ducati actually hates it. And to talk about the ownership parts of this motorcycle, this one is 2019 model. Basically this is the same model which is being sold in India now. So it seems like some 14 lakh on road in Bangalore for this motorcycle, and this motorcycle actually goes for service once in a year, which will cost something like 8,000 to 12,000. But that's not the thing. You might be finding the service to be cheap. The main maintenance on this motorcycle are like the brake pads, the tire, and the maintenance on the suspension and all. Because you might end up abusing the motorcycle. Definitely the motorcycle can take a lot of abuse. So your rear tire wear off easily. The brake pads can easily wear off because of the excessive usage. So that is the huge part of the maintenance than just going to the service center and changing the engine on oil. By the way, there is a dispo service for this motorcycle as well, which will cost something like 30 to 35 grand. When I asked about the mileage of this motorcycle, my friend actually got something like 20 km per liter on highway. That's actually very nice mileage. I didn't expect that from this kind of a two-cylinder motorcycle. So yeah, let me give my small verdict on this motorcycle. If you're someone who wanted to do extensive off-roading, you just want to hit the dirt, run into the woods, doesn't really care about the motorcycle you are riding, and have a lot of fun, then definitely Ducati Sled is a very good motorcycle for you. But honestly, man, I'll say it is exciting, but I had more excitement in the first gear yesterday. Okay, let's come back to the verdict. So if you're someone who wanted to hit off-roads, just go for it, man. You might be having 4 or 5 different motorcycles in your mind, like the Ducati Multistrada or the Honda Africa Twin or the Tiger 900. If you have an aim of doing extensive off-roading, give it a try, man. Trust me, give it a try. Before rejecting, before eliminating, just give it a try. Sometimes you might like it, not sometimes you might like it. You might fall into a dilemma. Then later you can decide to have a proper adventure motorcycle or a scrambler. because the suspension is too good, the riding posture is too good. Only one problem is like Indians will face a lot of issues with the seat height, because it's 860 mm and a person like me was struggling a lot. Most of the times I dropped the motorcycle because I was not able to reach ground properly. If you are a tall guy, then no problem. And if you are considering this motorcycle for a highway tours, then I'll say flip to the other side. Try riding the Ducati Multistrada or the Africa Twin or the blah 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 motorcycles, because on this one I'll say that I'm comfortable riding this motorcycle from 120 to 140, which is kind of a decent speed. You'll be able to carry luggage. Here you can have a magnetic tank bag, and on the rear side you can have your saddlebags plugged in. It'll be very difficult for your pillion to sit for long distance, okay, because the foot pegs of the pillion are very near to the pillion's body, so that means the pillion will be sitting like this. That's not that great. So pillion comfort is very less, especially for highway tours. And wind blast, yeah, it's there, but I'll say that if you wanted to kill the wind blast and have a taller windscreen and all, then you will kill the off-road capability of this motorcycle, because when you stand on the foot peg, most probably that wind visor will come and touch your helmet or your jacket or something like that. So I don't really recommend someone to put a taller windscreen on this motorcycle. Maybe you can have a smaller one. And if you're going to use this motorcycle for city rides, I honestly wish you have a lot of potholes on your road. Enjoy your ride. That's what I can say. So that's my take on the Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. I mean, I'm really impressed with this motorcycle. I never thought that getting adjusted to this kind of a power this easily. Definitely this is one motorcycle which I'll be looking forward for if I had to buy something for off-roads. But before that, I will be doing some homework on smaller motorcycles. So that's it. I hope you like this video. I'm really thankful to my friend Joe, the Duca man, giving this motorcycle for this video. Thanks a lot. So as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.